Evening, folks. How are you tonight? It's Prep Rebel here. Oh, my. Haven't done a video for a while. I thought I just did this video, and turns out that I took a couple of really nice pictures of my mugshot here, but it didn't work out. So this is take 2. So, lately, I've been on this kick of watching some of these DIY channels about building greenhouses and building structures and stuff like that. And I've really noticed that a lot of these DIY guys, their heart's in the right place. They're trying to help out somebody. They're trying to do something for somebody. And the people in the comments are always so bloody negative. Oh, people, don't do this. It's going to rot. Oh, people, don't do that. Blah, blah, blah. So I basically, my sadistic side came out, and I started asking these people with the negative questions. So, do you actually do construction? If so, please get a hold of me, because I have some questions for you. I'm kind of curious. Not a one. It's like listening to crickets. Cheep, 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 cheep. Or however they make their noise, and, all of a sudden you make a noise and it's dead silence. I think 80 or 90% of them are trolls that live in their mother's basement, and they're probably like 30 or 35 and don't want to get a job because they're already looked after. Oh my word. It drives me nuts, because if somebody's going to make a comment, whether it's constructive or negative or positive, they had best be able to back up what they're saying. And I've been noticing a lot of this stuff going on a lot of these DIY channels. I mean, since I got my greenhouse, I have been contemplating a lot of things. I know I have to do some repairs to this one, and I've been looking at different ways that folks that have greenhouses like mine have either fixed them or repaired them or set them up so that they're not going to fail, like mine did this winter. Mine basically collapsed, and not the greenhouse itself, but a few of the panels collapsed inside because of the weight of the snow, and then rain, and then snow again turning into ice, and my greenhouse panels couldn't handle the stress, didn't handle the strain. So I mean, they just, where could they go but inside? And the person that looks after my house, they were just mortified. They were, oh my God, I gotta get you a new greenhouse. No. Sorry, no, you don't. I can repair it. I can fix it, as long as nothing's broken and things have just sort of collapsed in. And I mean, this greenhouse is one of those aluminum and polycarb greenhouses. It wasn't expensive. It was maybe $300 or $400. And I didn't know any different. I mean, I thought, okay, well, yeah, it's gonna last. But I didn't realize the weather considerations for it. The only thing I did realize was I don't want this thing blowing away in a heavy wind, so I put a frame on the bottom of it and pretty much weighed it down so it wasn't going to blow away, but I didn't take into account the panels. So I'm watching this video and that video and a couple other videos, and I'm going like, oh, that's a good idea. Maybe I should do that. Oh, I never thought about caulking them in. That's a good idea. Maybe I should do that. So I started looking at that, and what I came up with is, okay, so in order for me to make this viable and not going to blow away and not going to blow the panels out because of wind or anything else, I need to seal it on the inside and outside. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an internal skeleton and an external skeleton around the panels on all of them, so that they're not going anywhere, and then I can screw them together like this, and they're not going anywhere. And then I have a pretty much semi-permanent, semi-movable structure that I can take apart if I actually had to and move it somewhere. I think that's wise, because in this situation where I am, nobody knows what's going to go on, and if all of a sudden it comes down to the fact that I have to move, well, I'm not going to leave my greenhouse here. I'm going to take it with me if I can. So I can take it apart. I made sure I could do that. And it makes sense. But all of these negative Nancy's, for lack of a better term, oh, you should do this, oh, you should do that. Oh, do you actually do construction? Oh, well, give me some tips here. Or if you're just blowing smoke, well, guess what? You just got called out. Oh, man, there's way too much of that crap around lately, and not enough positive, constructive criticism. People trying to help people. There's none of that anymore that you see unless it's in a small community, like, for instance, this community or Pinball's community or any of these other little communities that are prepping. You don't see it anywhere else, or at least I haven't. Maybe other people have. Hard to say, but wow, it blows my mind the way I see all of these comments coming out, and everybody that makes one comment like that, all of a sudden there's all these other people that are going, oh yeah, well, that's a good idea. Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry folks, I've never been a yes man. That's why I never got to the dizzying heights in the military. And for those of you that know, you know. For those of you that don't, I'm not going to explain it, because it'll go right over your head and you'll be looking at me like you're deer in the headlights. So it's okay though. It doesn't matter. All it is me making a comment about my career and my aspirations and getting to here instead of here. So that's on me, not on anybody else. That's all on me. And that's all down to attitude and how can I put this? The causticity, causticity, causticity of my vernacular. In other words, I'm a real caustic SOB when I need to get my point across. And that's all I'm going to say. But that again is on me, not on anybody else. Oh my word. But anyhow, with regards to my greenhouse and my gardens, I'm halfway done my gardens now. I still have a long way to go, and there are going to be some videos coming up this week and next week to show you exactly where I am and how much I've got done. I've been pretty lax in making videos lately because of my neighbors. I've got dumb on one side of me and dumber on the other side of me, and it's like living in between bookends. Oh my God. Now I know what it feels like to be a reference book that's never listened to or never read. Nobody cares. They all just want to do what they want to do, and they just all want to get high or be stupid. Well, now they have a thorn in their sides on both sides, because that's me. And I'm a good thorn in somebody's side if I have to be. In other news, tomorrow I go in for my next set of blood work for my doctor. I have a full physical coming up on the 29th of April. I've lost a lot of weight, and after my last doctor's appointment, the doctor got back to me and gave me the results, and from my weight loss and everything else, what he said to me is basically I've been going through. Now I have a hypothyroid, which means it's hard to lose weight, right? And what I've been going through, as his description of it is that I've been going through some sort of thyroid storm, whatever that is. I'm no doctor. I don't know what that means, but from what I understand, my thyroid was going left, right, and going crazy, and I was losing too much weight too fast. Now, I've lost 70 pounds in the last, since July. So I was 250 in July 2023, and now I'm down to 175. So that's 50, that's 75 pounds I've lost. And, that's, I'm below my target weight now, and I'm not really happy about that. I should be 180, 185. And so I'm concerned. But, the doc said, hey, we'll get through this. We'll figure this out. But at least when he noticed that that I had all this weight on, he says, I'm going to prescribe something for you. I'm not sure you're going to really like it, but I said, oh, great. Another pill? He said, no, actually, I'm going to prescribe that you go on the Mediterranean diet. And I said, oh, doc, that's great. I love Mediterranean food. I cook Mediterranean food all the time, but just not enough, I guess. And he goes, really? Okay, well, let's try this. So I said, anything's better than another pill. At one point when I got out of the military, when I retired, it was like 36 pills a day. Now I'm down to 7. And that's once a day in the morning. But even that, I want to trim that down even more. I mean, I still have to take my thyroid medication and that, but I can pretty much figure I can get off the rest of them, except for maybe the antidepressants. And I got to talk to him about that, because maybe there's a way. Maybe there's a way I can get off the antidepressants. So that's 2 pills, and the rest of it I can look after with diet and everything else. I'm not diabetic or anything like that. I don't have any allergies. I don't have any other stuff like that. He's just concerned about my liver right now and wants to check a liver enzyme. So I'm going in for blood tests tomorrow again, and that'll give the lab a couple of days to get the results to him, so that when I go in on Monday for my physical, maybe things will be better. I mean, he put me on 30 days no alcohol, and I've been sticking to it, much as I don't want to, because I really, really do want a glass of shine every now and then. But what I've been doing is putting a glass of ice like this with some water in it and a toothpick with a couple of olives or a couple of cocktail onions in it, just to sort of trick my brain to work. I mean, that thing's been sitting there for 3 hours now, and I just keep adding ice to it, so it's just water. It's just like, as my beautiful bride calls it, giggle water, soda water. And hey, it works. I tricked my brain enough, and it only takes 28 days to create a habit. So this is day number 27. I think I'm pretty much there. Tomorrow's day 28, and 29, 30, 31, 32, and I see the doc. So I'm good. But if he gives me good news, then I may have a glass of shine, but I'll slow it right down. I won't have like 3 or 4 or 5 a night. I'll just go with maybe 1 at supper time, and if that. I mean, I actually found, and I like Guinness. As you all know, I'm Irish, right? I found Guinness Zero, which is a non-alcoholic Guinness. Haven't tried it yet, but I'm kind of curious, because if that's as good as the Guinness without the alcohol, I'm all over it. And I think that would be probably for me the way to go, because I also like Heineken 0.0. So I don't know. It's all a mindset, and it's all the little game that you play up in here to try and get yourself squared away. And huge shout out to Pinball for his video on prepping for your health. Thank you for that. That really stirred up something inside of me to make sure that I stick with this, and make sure that I stick to my guns and make sure that my health is number one, because I don't want my bride having to deal with stuff that she doesn't have to too soon or too late. However you want to look at that. I don't even know how to phrase that, but nobody lives forever, but you want to live as long as you can, healthily. So anyhow, gang, thanks for letting me ramble. We'll talk to you soon. keep an eye out for my gardening videos coming up this week and next week. And we'll talk to you soon. Keep your head on a swivel, stay safe, and watch out for you and yours. Prep Rebel out.